What's going on, you guys? Bryce McKinley here, Coach Sharpen. You know what time it is. Hey, happy Monday. I hope this motivates you because there's other coaches out there that'll do motivation Mondays and this and that. But really, I just want to give you value, and I just want to actually give you tools to help you get better results. And so, as you see up above, the topic that I want to talk about is simply that your homeowners need you. Your sellers need you. I mean, I'm assuming that most of you that are in this group right now are working real estate, or maybe you've always wanted to be in real estate, but maybe you're just having a hard time. You know, I just got off a coaching call with one of my acquisitions persons, and the challenge was this person wanted $265,000 for their property, and yet we could really only give them about 170, maybe 180. So how do we overcome that? Well, we use what I call the PASS method. That's pain, agitate, solution, or solve. And so a lot of you guys that are watching this right now, or maybe you're coming back on the replay, you are getting into tougher conversations that you've never had to navigate before. And I want to help you with exactly that. So if you're talking to homeowners and they're a little bit more unrealistic because you know the market is changing and you know that you need to be here and they're way over here, you need to really dig into their pain, dig into what's actually going on and agitate it a little, put a little salt on the wound, maybe dig the knife in a little deeper. And what I mean by that is this. You see, this particular homeowner, he really needs to sell his house. But not because of most reasons that most of our sellers do. He needed to sell his house because his wife wanted a new home and his daughters are away in college and he needs more money. He's not lost his job. He doesn't have to move. He just wants to. So that's the pain. He wants to, but he just can't seem to wrap his mind around it. Ironically, this was about a 4-month-old lead that I gave to my acquisition person. And because she went into it from a fresh perspective, guess what? She didn't have the stinking thinking. She didn't have the stories in her head that were telling her to just do something different than trust the process. So I'm asking you right now, as I lay this out, to trust the process. And here's how we solve that. So the PASS method is really to figure out what their pain is and agitate it, and then provide a solution or solve the problem. So how did we do that today? Well, I called this gentleman and I got to know him. You know, if you followed me for any length of time, you know my 5 steps: warm up, bridge the gap, ask defeating questions, close the deal, and then warm down. Well, we don't just warm any kind of way. We warm with form. And we talk about their family, their occupation, their recreation, which always solves their motivation. But you'll never truly solve that motivation or that pain if you don't know what they're for. And so I got digging into that and come to find out, like, he's got a great job. He works at the airport. Things are a little slow, but he's paid hourly. And his job is not affected at the airport by the lack of customers in the airport. So he's still got a job, so we're good there. He's not out any money. His wife just needs a new place to live. Their house is way too big. They need to downsize, and it would be nice to have some money for their 2 daughters that are away at school. So I asked him about that. I said, "Oh man, how would that make you feel if you were to provide the new home for your wife and get this checked off your list?" "Oh, it would be great." So let's talk about that. "Well, you know, I'm in a contract with the realtor." I can appreciate that. Thank you for sharing. Has your realtor told you and gotten realistic with you that you're probably not going to get full retail considering all the work that needs to be done? Come to find out, no, the realtor never did, but he already knew that in his head. And he's like, "No." And I really kind of feel like I've been lied to and I've been tricked by my realtor just to try to sell it. And it's never going to sell at the price that he wants to sell it at. I'm like, that's his pain. "Oh, wow." His name was Renee. "Tell me more about that." "Well, it needs this, it needs that, it needs this, it needs that." I'm like, so if you could account for all those discounts and sell your house sooner rather than later, move into a new home and have some extra cash to throw at your daughters, you would be in sooner than later? "Well, yeah," he said. the light bulb goes off. So tell me more about that. What exactly are you experiencing right now with all the maintenance in this big old house? Well, and he just went on and on and on, digging in deeper and deeper, telling me how much he hated the property, how much he hated the maintenance on this big old house because he's working 50, 60 hours at the airport, and he just needed to sell. But he needed to sell fast. And if you're in wholesaling, that's what your sellers need to do as well. They need to sell fast. They need their cash in their pocket sooner rather than later. And they sure as hell don't want to deal with a whole bunch of paperwork and real estate fees and real estate lingo that they just can't relate to. So dig into your pain. Your sellers need you, and quit making excuses as to why you're not doing what you do best. Get out there, dig in, find the pain, agitate that shit a little bit, stir it up, and then provide a solution. Come to find out, his house's ARV is like 300. I offered him 175, and he said, yeah, how soon can you close? I said, that's a great question. Matter of fact, I can close as soon as that title's clear, but I want to make sure that you and your wife have found the dream home that you want to move to. So how much time do you think you need? Oh, we've already found it. We just need to close, so maybe 4 or 5 weeks? Great. Even better. That's no big deal. We can do that. I'll even give you an extra 2 or 3 weeks. So let's just say 6 weeks. And if you get packed up and moved out sooner, just let me know. And I'd be glad to move a little sooner than what we expected. Will that work? He said, absolutely. Bob, what's your email address? And I'll send you the contract right now. So the moral of this story is not to just give up because they think that they're bound to a contract or whatever it may be. Find what their actual pain is. Give a shit a little bit. Dig in and quit making excuses. Go out there and solve their problem. I love you guys. I hope this gets you fired up. And if it doesn't, you're probably in the wrong business. God bless. Stay sharp. And I'll see y'all at the top. Take care, y'all.